So yeah, pop in the chat box what one takeaway you got from the last session while I'm just getting this all lined up. Just to refresh your mind, we were looking at an affirmation for channeling, and we talked primarily about getting out of our own way and fear that holds us back, or judgment. So yeah, let me know what one kind of key takeaway you got from that. Make sure I share this in the right group, which it is. Okay. Perfect. There you are. So I'm just going to read through some of those comments. So Nick, been doing a lot lately. Joe been letting me know. So you've been channeling quite naturally, have you, Nick? That's the best things, isn't it? They tell us, because quite often it's hard to tell. It's like it's a subtle blending, isn't it, that takes place.
It freaked Joe out actually on the weekend.
Sorry?
It freaked Joe out on the weekend.
Oh, did it? Tell me.
She was like, so it was very, I was meeting her new date for the first time, and he was very inquisitive about Reiki, channeling and spirit and stuff. And I found myself just ramped up on so much energy that Joe was like, who's this person? I don't know you. And then halfway through the night, she's like, said to herself, this is what she's told me the next day. She said, at one point there, I was like, this is getting out of control. So I was like, hey, woo, give Nick a break to come back to reality. And then all of a sudden I'd calm down and come back to me. But yeah, we've been defragging and unpacking.
It must have been sparked by his curiosity and his openness to the Reiki. Is that what you found, because you were with someone that was genuinely interested and keen and excited to know more, that there's this co-creative energy that starts to spark off that connection with our guides? It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, he spun me out though, because he said he's already met me many, 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 many moons ago. And I've just turned around and gone, oh, how you going, bro? And he's like, what?
Like,
and I'm like, what did I just say?
What's going on with my hair? Physically, he's met you?
Correct. But not in this lifetime, he reckons.
Oh, okay. I was wondering
if there was,
I was wondering if there was a bit of a spiritual woo-woo connection going. I've had that with a friend of mine. You know, have you ever met someone that's they call it a twin flame? It doesn't have to be a love relationship, but have you ever encountered someone from your soul family, or someone that's here to elevate your consciousness in a big ass way, and there's like this electrified connection when you meet? Yeah, and it can usually be quite an up and down relationship, because quite often they test and challenge you to make you grow. That's part of the push and pull. And whenever you try and exit the relationship, there's like this, it's almost like it gets too close and you kind of combust a little bit, and then you pull back, and then it's like this, you get drawn back in some way. Can you guys relate to that? I won't go to, it's way off topic, but yeah, interesting, because I've had a couple of those really strong soul connections. And I almost think that before we incarnate, it's like we have a chat, and it's like, okay, if you're starting to lag a bit on your purpose, you know, we'll come in and just support each other to grow. And I find that there's a magnetic attraction and an energy that is hard to deny. It's just a powerful connection, isn't it, when you first meet? And there's just a knowing, like, it's like, oh, hello, friend, like I know you. And I remember actually meeting another one that became a very good friend in a Reiki session. I was teaching a Reiki, and there was just this connection of just an absolute knowing of this woman that was in person a total stranger. So it's a bit bizarre. And we kind of fast tracked the getting to know you friendship, and that was a different one. So yeah, I think what I love about Reiki and channeling and all of this woo-woo is that it just it opens hearts and creates beautiful connections. So I love it. So soul connection, Shona can relate. Jacqueline, it was an affirmation that I'm in the right place. I love that, Jacqueline. I love it. You know, when you're with like-minded people, it gets very exciting. There's this, I know when I'm on path, there's this joy, and it just feels, it feels fun. And I think anything that is in, you know, we're always looking, if you're anything like me, you're a spiritual searcher, and you're always looking for, am I on path? Am I, you know, am I doing what I'm supposed to be from a bigger point of view? And yeah, to me, following the state of joy when it feels fun and I'm enjoying that process, we kind of know. So Shona, not to be afraid to go with the flow. Love it. Feel very much like a beginner. Like I'm learning a lot by listening to everyone. That's a really important part of being here and being with a group of all different levels. Like I do attract people that are beginners and people like Peter that are more advanced, and Myra, I know you're already doing psychic mediumship. And what happens is, and Nick, you know, what happens is that we elevate each other and we create this harmonious group in the Learn to Channel, where we're not only arriving with all of who we are as human beings, we're bringing our spiritual counterparts and we're giving them a voice in a sacred space. There's nothing more amazing than watching people bring through their guidance, and we all learn and experience what their wisdoms, you know, wants us to know. It's so beautiful. I get so excited by this. It's like my most favorite thing to do. All right, shall we get on to the training? Can someone be a timekeeper for me? Because I have no idea of timings. Just let me know when we're getting to light. Peter, you're really good at this, you know, kind of moderating. I've noticed if you can help out. I love it. You've always got to have someone. I was listening back to the replay and could hear what you were mentioning with the breathing. So let's get everyone muted now. And then when I throw a question your way, you can just unmute yourself. So yeah, if you could give me like just a heads up when we've got 10 minutes to go, Peter. And it's an hour-long session. That's the plan. So I don't go too far over time. That would be great. All right. I'm going to share screen. And let's just make sure that this is going to work. I'm going to share my desktop, which hopefully will share this. Okay, so I'm going to rely on, I can't see you guys now, you've gone. So we want present. Can someone unmute and tell me when you can see this full screen, please? I'll just call Nick or Peter.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yay. Okay. And I'm still recording the session? God, it's hot over here.
Yes.
It sounds hot. I don't know if it's just big energy moving through me or if it's just stinking.
No, it's warm. Well, I don't know. It's warm where I am.
Yeah, it's muggy. It feels muggy and hot, and I don't want the fan on because it creates a sound in the background, but the air's on anyway. I'm going to tie my hair back because it gets my hair off my neck. Okay, so make sure, first of all, you turn off any distractions, any notifications that might pop up. Phones off. Mine is. That's good. And if you want to light a candle or do anything, I like to have something that creates a sacred space. So when I light my favorite candle, if anyone wants to know what my favorite is, it's a Koya at the moment. What's the smell? I can't remember. I think it is lotus flower or lotus something. Okay, so this training number 2 is all about your intuition, cultivating connections, not only for your personal development, but also for success in different areas of your life. So I know I've got a couple of healers in here that are starting to run their own professional practice. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about how I've created success and how channeling has been a huge part of that for me and my business. So just coming right back to the heart of why I created this boot camp, it was to help you to learn how to safely connect with your higher self, your spirit and ancestors in a safe and supportive way so that you can experience greater connection, happiness and joy than you ever thought possible. There's one thing I've learned on this path of spirituality is that my guides and the love that I blend with has a far bigger vision for me than I could ever conjure up myself, and that's really exciting. So just for those of you that are watching this in replay and miss the other sessions, that might not know who I am, I'm Lisa Brandis, the first global intuitive Reiki master, #1 Amazon best-selling author, and I'm also the founder of Intuitive Reiki International. I've trained thousands of students in Reiki and also in channeling over the last 5 years. I've been teaching Learn to Channel. And I've been practicing as a channel for probably the last 15 years, although, as I said at the beginning, somewhat, in the beginning, I didn't really know I was channeling. I just allowed it to happen through the practice of Reiki. I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist and a trained psychic medium and a speaker. So just for those of you that haven't joined the Facebook group, if anyone is able to pop the link in the chat box for me, that would be awesome. I'm pretty sure you guys are all in there now, but just a quick reminder, you can grab all the replays via the Facebook group. I've seen that you guys have been getting in there and chatting and sharing your affirmations. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. It's so inspiring to get in there and to read. And this is exactly what we do in the Learn to Channel course. There's a group of beautiful souls that you get to interact with. Just bear in mind that I have got this boot camp will close on the 11th of March. So make sure you schedule in your diaries time to watch the replay. Even if you're here live and you want to refresh over any of the information, that link to the live videos will go, and the Facebook group will be archived when we move into the Learn to Channel course. Okay, so stay tuned until the end. You'll be up for another prize. I'll be giving away another prize at the end of the session. So today's session is all about my secret to success. So how did I take my hobby business from a something that I did in my spare time for fun? I earned a little bit of cash from teaching Reiki, but really never had any desire for it to become anything more than just something I did because I loved it. And how I took that love and that and formed into a multi six-figure business, where now I have trained thousands of students over the past 2 decades. I've got my Reiki certificate here, right the way. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I learned Reiki 1 on the 11th of January 2003. So that's how long it has been since I've been practicing Reiki. And for me, channeling has always been a part of my Reiki. So the answer to the question, what do you think my secret to success has been? And it's hidden on this little message. Unmute yourself and tell me if you can find it. What do you think the secret to my success might have been?
Self-belief.
Self-belief, yeah.
You got it. I'm just going to stop there for a moment, stop my sharing. So one of the, and I'm sure you guys all know this, but the person that gets in our own way of our own success is who? Do we think it's other people? Do we think it's criticism from others? Do we think it's judgment from others? Do you think it's what other people think? Do you think it's people pleasing? No, it's us. It's our lack of self-belief. It's the fear. And the truth is that if you're doing something you're called to do, there's always going to be a little level of fear and anxiety around it. Why? Because we care so deeply. I remember thinking, why do I give a shit so much? Why do I get so nervous before I do a live channeling event? Why does it matter so much? And I remember someone saying to me, it's because it's your calling, because it's so important to you that you do it and you do it well and that's done with integrity, that because it has that pressure to you, because you want it so badly, there's this desire, there's this love of it, that that's how I know it's my path of service. Does that make sense? And it's an evolution for me. In the beginning, it was Reiki. I felt that way about Reiki. And then I felt that way about being a psychic medium. And then as I developed my psychic mediumship skills, got more comfortable with talking to spirit, I then discovered the channel and understood then that that's where my passion is actually helping to uplift people. And then as that evolved, it became more about channeling. I love channeling and I love doing it in readings, in my sessions, through my Reiki sessions. But most importantly, I love teaching others how to channel, because to inspire you through what I've learnt. And let me tell you, I learnt channeling the hard way, because guess what? When I was learning, no one was teaching. Nobody. I went to every psychic medium I could find. I'm like, teach me how to channel. And they're like, I don't know how to channel. That's not what we do. Like we're mediums. Do you guys know the difference between a psychic medium and a channel? Do you want me to just break that down a little bit for the newbies? Who's the newbies? Just put your hand up so I can see. Okay, so let me just, because I throw these terms out and I forget sometimes that they're not generalized terms. People might not know what they mean. So when we look in terms of opening the doors to spirit, the first way that I did it was through learning Reiki. So when we do it through Reiki, it's a hands-on healing modality that opens up to a spiritual energy. The energy flows through us, with us, and brings healing about through the person that we're doing Reiki with. So it creates this energy flow. So we become an open and pure channel for universal life force energy. Okay, so I think of that as higher consciousness, higher self, soul, God, whatever you want to call it, goddess. So channeling, that's channeling energy, channeling healing energy. So once we start to develop that side of the Reiki and opening up to energy, what happens is when we're in that sacred space, spirit comes in and starts to communicate with us. So if we are working with someone that has lost a loved one recently and they're stuck in grief and they're in pain, then quite often we'll call upon mediumship skills in order to create a bridge and a link between us and their spirit, the person that has crossed over in spirit, and we'll be able to communicate with the spirit person, almost like tuning into them on the phone. We can hear them and have a conversation with them because as mediums, we've trained ourselves, we've raised our vibration so that we can make a connection with those in the spirit realm, and then we're able to translate the message and pass it on to the people that need to hear that message. In order to, I always find that when we're connecting through mediumship, it's about bringing about a healing for the person that's still left here. So the spirit realm, in my experience, and I can only share from what I know, from what I've experienced both with my work, spirit, and the clients I've worked with, is that those loved ones that have passed over don't need any help. Okay, they've re-emerged into pure loving vibration. And it's us that get stuck in grief. We're the ones that have to process the pain that we're feeling and the separation from our loved ones. So the healing comes to that person so that they can release their pain and come back into a state of, back into life and living, right? Some people get stuck in the death and dying, okay, energy of the loss. So we want to move them out of that. Channeling on the other side, to me, is connecting with pure positive energy, purely to uplift, raise your vibration, and answer your personal questions to anything that you want an answer to. So to me, Anya, who is my spirit guide, is love. She represents pure love, and she's here every day in every way for me in any moment. And we have this ability to tap into this unconditional loving voice that we can hear from within, that primarily is here for us in order to assist us in our life and to bring through a higher consciousness and a higher awareness of whatever it is that we're experiencing. And if we choose to progress with channeling, we get to bring that wisdom through a teacher guide. And Anya is a teacher guide. She's Pleiadian and she represents a group consciousness. So when we learn how to blend and deepen that connection with our guide, if we choose to, we're able then to channel verbally, where we bring through a blended energy and verbally can share messages as we as a channel translate it. And what that means is bringing through high-level guidance and wisdom to answer people's questions. And it's a phenomenal experience. It's amazing to be in that flow state and to be channeling. I'm a conscious channel, so I do give people an understanding in my course as to what conscious channeling is versus unconscious channeling. Does anyone know of any famous channels that they've come across? I can tell you a few that I resonate with. Yeah, Jacqueline?
James Van Prague.
Yes, he's a psychic medium, so I wouldn't probably term him as a channel, but he's international brilliant psychic medium. But yes, you're spot on. He's great. Myra?
Sarah Landon or Sarah Landon.
Sarah Landon, who does she channel?
The council.
Okay, I haven't heard of her. I'll have to check her out.
Oh, she's huge. She's attached to Mike Dooley, Tut. the universe talks.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Maybe I have come across her. Maybe
I
one.
love her. I love her and the council. Yeah.
Ah, yes, the Galactic Council. I had one of my students channel the Galactic Council in one of my Learn to Channel sessions, and we were all so amazed because their message was so profound and none of us expected it. So this is the energy, and she still channels today. So not publicly yet, still within a small group, but she's phenomenal. And this is exactly what we get to encounter and witness other people opening to these kinds of energies. There's also
And the other one is what's her name?
Right.
Dee from she was the mother in E.T. I can't think what her name is.
Not sure. I know Esther Hicks and Abraham's probably
Yes,
the
yes.
most popular.
Yeah.
Cryon also channels Drunvalo Melchizedek. He channels, that's how we brought through all the information about the Merkaba. So he channels, I can never say his name, but it's Thoth, Thoth. How do you pronounce it? Not like Thor, Thoth. Thoth, I don't know, can't pronounce it properly. But yeah, he's channeled a lot of wisdom, and there's a lot of there's conversations with God as well, which I introduce you to in the Learn to Channel course. But there's, it's not so weird and woo-woo now like it was probably 30 years ago, or even when I started channeling. There wasn't many that were doing it publicly, and it was still a bit more of a seen as a very unusual, kind of practice. And it's thanks to these amazing souls, they've helped to normalize this experience. And I kind of think, we all have access to intuition. Do we have to do it verbally and publicly? No, we don't. Can we use the skills you gain from learning to channel in your own life? Absolutely. So thank you for sharing. I'll jump back to my screen. So yes, self-belief is what has created the success that I've had. One of my mentors, Raylene Gilbert, said to me once, she said, there's two vibrations that you'll experience in life. There's love or fear, and everything comes in between. And Power versus Force is a great book that demonstrates, how to command through the presence of love. And so when she taught me that, she said that she set an intention a long time ago to learn as much as she could about love and about how to access a loving vibration and to be able to blend that with her life. And she also taught me that if you've ever got any problem, love is always the answer. So if I had something in the beginning that was troubling me, or if someone had said something that was mean or nasty, and if I had, if I was doubting myself, or if I was insecure, which there was a lot of lack of self-belief and insecurity for me, I would say, well, if I did love myself, what would love think about me in the situation? And quite often it's not what you think, okay? Because the thinking mind is the part that accesses the inner critic. So when you learn how to channel and open up to this pure positive energy, and when I say pure, I mean pure positive, usually creative, and can be a bit funny actually as well, because spirit likes, or our internal guidance likes to catch us by surprise. So when we start learning how to channel and bring through this energy for ourselves, we just get insights and understanding that just take us in a totally different direction usually, or give us solutions to problems we never would have considered or found on our own, or through asking all our friends for help. Because as you guys know, when we go to each other for guidance, we're only ever getting their filtered guidance through their own personal experiences from their human-based perspective, right? So seek and you shall find. What was this one about? I don't know. I can't remember. I created this PowerPoint. Seek and you shall find. So oh yeah, to me, this is about asking. Seek and you shall find. So it's about, as soon as you start asking the question, Spirit answers in a multitude of ways. So the key is we have to have the desire in the question. So if you've got this burning question, and you want clarity on life, or you want clarity on how can I make the best choice, or how can I elevate into a different, a different vibration? What's the quickest path to connecting with my guides, for instance? When we ask the question and learn how to receive the answer clearly, it just makes life so much easier, as I'm sure you can imagine. So by listening to the guidance of love and trusting in spirit, I began to naturally attract success into my life and business. I also trusted my intuition when it led me to work with certain individuals or to pursue specific opportunities along my journey. So like I was talking to you before about one of my mentors that has now become a very good friend, I've actually asked her to join in my masterclass to speak directly with you about our channeling experience. So Marnie was my business coach, and we just have this very interesting connection, and she's going to come and share her story about how I taught her to channel, and it came from our guidance. It didn't come from us. We kind of we kind of fell into an experience of channeling together, and it went on for 1.5 years as really a training ground through using Marnie, learning how to put structure and framework into teaching others how to channel. Because like I said at the very beginning, no one was teaching, not many teach channeling even now. And I had to go through a lot of trial and error. It took me a long time to notice. And one of the biggest blocks I had was that I could feel I was in channel. I could feel my guide was right there. And I couldn't get those first words out because I was so present, and I didn't know how to let go and how to let that God voice come through me. That if only I had someone else that was in that channeled space, able to draw the channel through me and gently coax that experience and that first expression and get those first words out, then the channel starts to flow. That was what was missing for me. No one could do that, and I had to figure out how to do it myself. And I'm telling you, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. So I'm going to introduce you to, there's some ahead of my own slides. I'm going to introduce you to one of my mentors who played a pivotal role in helping me get out of my own way. She certainly did that. Every time she would suggest I do something, I'd be freaking out about it because the doubt and the fear was there. And she had a belief in me that was bigger than what I had for myself. She's a visionary as well, so she always was pushing me to expand, and I did so with great support, with her support. So it makes all the difference. And when you are authentically aligned to your path and your purpose, you're working in partnership with spirit. And when you are in partnership with spirit, things happen that you would not believe. Like I literally would go to her complaining that I had too many students, and she would be saying to me, oh my God, Lisa, she was a business coach, and all her other coaching clients that she worked with, and she worked with a lot, were saying, how do I get more clients? How do I get more clients? And here I am going to her every fortnight, whinging that I had too many. I didn't know how to manage the amount of students that were coming to me. And then we're having to reframe all of the training to accommodate more and more people that wanted to learn. So when you're in alignment, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, the energy flows, and the support comes up, in that developing that connection with your spirit team, and also in the human friends that come to support you. Very important to have people that believe in you when you get into self-doubt. And as I said last week, just as a refresher, the reason it's such a big thing is because it is us that gets in our way and slows the progress down. And it doesn't have to be hard, guys. And please don't make it as hard as I made it. Okay. I spent years denying what was naturally there and wanting something that I was already doing and not even recognizing I was doing it. So I don't want that for you guys. We'll do it a lot quicker and easier. And it's fun. It's fun. So I'm just going to stop and check in with you guys. Does anyone have any questions so far about what I've shared? No, you guys are loving it so far? Picking up what I'm putting down? How about a little exercise I like to bring in rather than me teaching? Let's do a little exercise right now. So what I want you to do is close your eyes. And I want you to take a nice Get nice and comfortable in your chair. And just take a nice big deep breath in. Hold for a moment. And release. Let go of any tension in your body. Release your shoulders. That's right. And just find that deep breath. Just moving gently and simply in and out of your body. And I just want you to pay attention to your body right now. Just bring all your awareness to that gentle rise and fall of your chest. And just notice the sensation of the breath entering your body and leaving your body. And how does it feel? Notice what thoughts, if any, arise, or if any emotion arises. As you really focus on simply breathing mindfully. You're ready, just bring your awareness back into the room. Start to open your eyes and come back. I just want you to, let's just all unmute so we can just share, and I'll go around one person at a time. So while you're all coming back into the room, I'm going to start with you, Nick. So for me, I just instantly felt grounded. I felt calm, and I felt like I was able to just slow everything down and just get back in touch with my body, out of my head and back into my body. And it feels really peaceful. If I was to put one word to it, it's just I entered into that space of peace and out of teacher mode. What about you, Nick?
My breath is my grounding, my anchor for everything.
Yeah.
And it's sort of my safe place is my breath. Otherwise I tend to go off planet a lot more than I need to, and seem to be doing that a lot more lately. But yeah, it helps to just keep me calm and focused. So whenever I'm in doubt, or the fear's rising, or the anger, 2 children under 5, it's just a count of walk away, breathe,
Come back to your breath.
and start again. Because the human form definitely likes to encourage you to run with those negative emotions, and I don't play well with them.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. We're all learning to master the emotions, aren't we? Myra, what about you? What was your experience?
I seem to have a very tight knot in the top of my chest and my throat today, which I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm so excited. I'm a channel junkie. I can't wait for this course.
I know you're already booked in. I can't wait to meet you.
I am.
My
My guides are around, because I sort of get pins and needles at the top of my head. But
yes, we talk about signals when our guides come in. Yeah, there's a
so
lot.
I'm where I need to be, but yeah, I've got some kind of block here today. So
okay. Oh, beautiful throat chakra. Then it's probably about sharing, and getting excited.
Yes.
Jacqueline, thank you, Myra. Jacqueline, what about you?
Oh, just super relaxed. That was all.
Nice. Love it. Perfect. Peter?
Present and calm. Peacefulness. Peaceful was the word that came through for me before you said it.
No, quite often there's a connection. You got this beautiful radiant sun just behind you.
I had to move. I'm in Jalbarragup, so I'm amongst the trees. So if I do it, I don't know if this will work, but I'm sitting on the deck, looking out over the valley, and the sun keeps moving, so I have to keep moving around.
You have to keep moving around. That's so beautiful. This is what I love about Zoom. We can be all over the planet, really, and connecting. It's so cool. That's peace. I love it. easy when you're in that natural environment too, Peter, to just allow it to
Well, there was a whole heap of cyclists here this morning, but they've all gone off and I'm just here.
Is there, or are you on holidays?
So my partner's a cyclist and they're doing a planning recce ride for an event that's coming up. So
Oh, okay. So it's more a
Yeah.
work cyclist thing.
yeah, for her. I'm just tagging along.
Oh, beautiful. Nice.
But yeah, I've got the place to myself for the morning. So
Oh, perfect. That sounds like fun. I'll have to get Gerald to take, well, he's taking me, he's a runner, so he's taking me on his Bunbury run. So I get to hang out in the hotel while he goes and does all the hard
well,
things.
it's pretty cool because it's just amongst the trees.
Yeah.
Such a
lovely.
beautiful spot. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Shona, how did you go with that mindfulness technique?
I didn't want it to stop, actually.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Yeah, very relaxed, very quickly. I guess for me, I just kind of go straight into that energy zone. So yeah, I just see color.
Yeah.
I was in amber, gold, and yeah, I could have stayed there. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's nice. I always find it easier to connect in groups, and when I try to meditate on my own, there's something about even running the meditations, I find I get there quicker. So it's nice to feel that. Janelle, I don't know if you're here, honey, or if you're listening in. Oh, you are. Oh, good. How did you go?
Yeah, initially I was very calm and relaxed, but then got interrupted by my children going, "Where's Mum this morning?" So why my camera keeps disappearing.
So you're on and off, on and off.
So yeah, it was quite nice. I felt like I became really calm quickly, and I think that's the group setting. But yeah, need to do it without them home.
Would you know, it's interesting because a lot of what I've learned with channeling and with hypnotherapy, because I'm a clinical hypnotherapist as well, when I first did my training, it was on a 5-lane train station in the city. So we had to learn how to get into a trance state, no matter what was going on around us. And it's actually quite good practice if we can, even eye-open meditation, where we can be in that peaceful state and acknowledge the kids and answer their question, and then drop back in when they leave. Like it's almost like we can do that where we can. And I know you're advanced, you've got a lot of experience behind you, where this is where the test comes in. Anyone can meditate and experience peace. If we were like monks meditating, up in, where Peter is, where there's no one bothering us. But to do it in the mix of parenthood and at home with your kids and dogs running around, like that's the art, to really be able to bring that peace wherever we are. And I kind of like stepping up to the challenge a little bit. So well done for still maintaining, your composure and still practicing and being here and staying with us. So thanks, Janelle. It's very cool. Michelle, how did you go?
Like everyone else, I became relaxed very quickly, but a warm feeling came over me, and then my feet, it's like I couldn't really feel my feet and they started to get a tingly feeling.
Oh, so it's grounding. So quite often the energy is just coming through the feet and grounding and just helping you to connect with nature.
Yeah.
Releasing energy as well. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And Rochelle, welcome. I know you've just joined us, hun, so feel free to turn your video on. I'll give you the prompt just in case you don't know how to do it, but okay if you want to stay off video too, not a problem at all. We've just did a simple guided meditation, just a quick mindfulness breath. Who knows why I would be focusing on teaching you about breath work, do you think? Why do you think that's important to channeling? Does anyone, hi lovely, does anyone know why breath might be important to channeling?
Does it help you to stay centered? Like it brings you into a centered, sort of peaceful sort of space?
Yeah, for me, whenever I channel, I always channel through my breath first. So I just have to take a few deep breaths, energetically call Anya in, and she'll come in on my breath. So for me, our breath anchors us to life and it brings us back into the present. It brings me into my body. It gets me out of my head. So channeling it happens in the here and now. It's not something that we do we have to surrender in order to experience a channel, which means we have to kind of let go a little. And I've got lots of tools and techniques that encourage that to happen. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but you're getting 2 teachers when you learn how to channel through me. You're learning through me and Anya. So she comes through me in and out all the time and will help hold space for you as you learn how to channel, give you opportunity. And we do it in lots of small sessions. I've programmed this course through trial and error and working out what works and what doesn't, and giving you a slow integration into connecting with your guides, working out who you're channeling and who you're connecting with, so that by the time you have the opportunity to verbally channel, you're able to do so. And I've got about a 99% success rate of people actually having a channeling experience in my Learn to Channel course. And that's because, not just because I'm a great teacher, but it's because only those who are interested in doing it and want to come into my Learn to Channel course. It's not a course that people take unless they're ready and they want to learn how to channel. So part of this group is really helping you to understand what you're agreeing to. I think I've only had one client that just loved me and just did it and came into the Learn to Channel course, and she said, I had no idea what it was. I just liked you and wanted to learn what I could offer you. And she ended up discovering on the path, you know, what channeling was, and loved it as well. But yes, there's only been a few handfuls of times when people just weren't able to, and it was just because they couldn't let the mind go. But they still had an experience of connecting with their guides, and they still felt the joy of the elevated group energy, and also got the blessing of listening to everyone else's channeled messages come through. So, all right, I'm going to go back to my screen because I've forgotten what's next. Oh, okay. Is that it? Must be. Okay, so training number 3. Oh, this is a really cool one. So make sure you don't miss this. You guys will need to, has everyone registered for it? I'm going to find the link for you now, because it's not included in, it is kind of, it's for you guys, especially in the boot camp, but it is a free event, so it's people can also join that aren't a part of the boot camp, so they don't get obviously these training sessions like you guys do. I'm just trying to find my link to it. Where's it gone?
Excuse me, Lisa, are you able to let us know if we have? Because I'm pretty sure I have.
I sure can.
But I can't remember.
Document. But share this with friends, guys. If you know of anyone else you think might like to learn more about channeling, it's an 1.5-hour masterclass. So the difference between it is it's live and interactive, but only through chatting. So you won't have your face on the screen because it's a webinar essentially. So registration link, easy webinar, here it is. Okay, so I'll pop it in here, but like I said, if you can't make it to the session, make sure you register anyway, because that's the only way you will access the replay. Okay, so you need to register for this because it's all set up through the webinar program that I use, and it automatically gives you access to the replay after the session. And it does form, it's what we're leading up to. So it's I've put a lot of work into the cool webinar experience, masterclass experience. So yeah, if
Michelle, was it you that asked if you'd registered? You should
Yes.
have got an email. So once I registered, I was just looking for it then. You get an email confirmed and it tells you, it has all the details. So you should have got an email from Lisa.
I'm pretty sure I have, yeah. And I've kept all my emails, so I'll go through and check anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah, and if you stay on at the end, I can quickly jump on because I'll see whether you're in my email list or not, so I can have a look and see if you've registered. But share it on Facebook, guys, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, thank you, Peter. That's awesome.
That's 10 minutes.
My timing's perfect. I structured this very well. So yeah, make sure that if you can share it. Obviously, I need to get as many people to this. I'm running ads as well at the moment, so which I've done myself. So I think they're a little glitchy. But if you see them pop up on Facebook, do me a favor and share it as many times as you can. And just, yeah, if you know of any groups you could share it into that are open to events being shared, It's just nicer sometimes if someone else does it. It's not always me promoting myself. So if you feel inspired to, please, just with a little, little sentence about why you think it might be worth joining. And it's free, so that takes down the barrier. And yeah, I'd appreciate that. And let me just see what else I have in here. So training 3. So that's Thursday, the 7th of March. So Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Perth time. So for the East Coast, you guys can work out your timing to make sure that you arrive. There'll be text message reminders. There's actually, I think, 3 email reminders that come through to prompt, because you have to turn up live. It's really, something you don't want to miss. Okay, so, oh gosh, no, there was a lot more I had planned. So when I talk about, the other thing I wanted to let you know about was self-awareness as well. I'm just going to go through these PowerPoints. So what exactly is self-awareness? It's about knowing yourself on a deep level, understanding your thoughts, emotions, and why we do what we do. It's about attuning to that inner dialogue. For me, spiritual awakening is knowing that we're not our thoughts, we're not our emotions, that there's an observer that we can tune into, and we can observe the thoughts we're thinking and the feelings we're having, and we can start to gain and interact and blend with that loving aspect that we access from within. Okay, so it's great to get readings from others. It's great to get guidance from other people. It's even great to ask friends, what do you think I should do in this situation? If you're anything like me, you spent your life always checking what other people think. And that's just my personal, yet very rarely do I think I'm actually going to go within, and in the early days, and needed a process to be able to access that inner dialogue and how to create a meaningful interaction with not the inner critic, but that loving vibration. Have you guys heard of the 2 wolves theory? We've done this already. The two wolves theory is that there's a white wolf representing love, compassion, kindness, generosity. And then there's the black wolf, which represents fear, insecurity, judgment, self-criticism, criticism of others. And whichever we feed gets bigger. So whatever we give our energy to expands. And so when you come to do the Learn to Channel course, you're learning how to tap into love and learning how to really develop that lighter side. And we don't spiritually bypass. We don't come in and it's about, even when love allows us to heal through pain. And even when it's painful, the way and the perspective in which love comes to us with that pain is with this state of grace and with answers, solutions, spiritual solutions that we just would never have dreamed to have considered through our own consciousness and through our own human intellect. So it can be very helpful to have channeling in your back pocket. So, we did this. Look at this. I did all this without my PowerPoint. So navigating self-doubt and the inner critic. I just wanted to reiterate the importance of a supportive community in overcoming self-doubt. So quite often the students will be like, I feel really nervous. I'm actually going to introduce you to Kylie in the masterclass, and she shares her story of how she came to the Learn to Channel course. She didn't think she was good enough. She was comparing herself to all the others. And bear in mind, I have some people that have been psychic mediums for a while and have done other training. I have very new beginners. And she sat there all the time going, I can't do it, and it's not working for me, and why can everyone else get great messages and I can't? And she didn't give up. And that's what I want to tell you, and you'll hear about her story in the masterclass on Thursday. So she shares a profound experience that happened to her. So even if we do doubt, and even if we do have that insecurity, or even if we're comparing ourselves to others, it can still happen for you, just like it did for Kylie. So, and again, just to reiterate, contrary to popular belief, channeling is not about losing control, rather a conscious and purposeful practice where individuals willingly connect with higher energies, offering guidance and insights. So the last question I wanted to answer for you today is, who exactly are we connecting with when we learn to channel? Well, that's really up to you. I teach you how to connect to a loving, pure vibration of high-level guidance. We don't experience any negative, low-level energies because I just don't believe in their existence. So we move through any fear or resistance or any stories that we've heard about negative energies or anything like that, but we don't tap into that level. So you'll be taught how to, and the space is held for you to safely connect with a high frequency guide. And anything other than that, we just simply come back out and I teach you step by step how to call through your spirit to connect with your guides, and a step-by-step process as well as guided meditations to fully support you in that, both in your at-home practice on your own and also in the live interactive group sessions. And all of my training with Learn to Channel is done live in a Zoom call like this, recorded so you can watch the replay, but all of it is interactive and it's lots of experience and lots of exercises. Okay, so the takeaways today: self-belief and joy are crucial for building lasting connections. Self-awareness is a foundation for enhancing your intuition and joy. We need to know when and where we're going off path. Overcoming self-doubt with support from a nurturing community can absolutely happen for you. And you'll get to collaborate with spirit guides like Anya to unlock your intuitive potential. All right. So just in case you don't know a simple definition of what is channeling, it's a practice of consciously allowing spiritual guidance, knowledge, or energy to flow through an individual, acting as a conduit between the physical world and the spiritual realm. So just in case I didn't answer that clearly, you can communicate with animal spirit guides, you can communicate with angels. Quite often, people first opening up will channel Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, which is a healing guide, Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Lady Nada are all guides that I work with. Anya is the collective Pleiadian guides that I work with. The Galactic Council Federation have come through as well, Galactic Council. And yeah, some people just connect in with animal guides in the beginning because they're more comfortable with that. So the energy that surrounds us will come through in a way that most resonates with you on an individual level. And that's the fun. We get to explore many different ways to connect and to channel so that you can have your unique experience, and no two experiences are the same. All right. So the prize again, because I've got lots of copies of these to give away. And this is because this book goes into the beginnings of my channeling as well. So I've got to pick a winner. So I'm going to do a drum roll. Hang on, let's see if I can do it. Hang on, let's see. Okay, ready? Took me too long to get. The winner today is, hands up if you haven't had a prize yet from being here in this group. Okay, Jacqueline, you're the winner because you put your hand up first. Yeah, Jacqueline, congratulations. I will just stay online and I'll grab your address just to make sure I've got it before the end. So congratulations. If I give Jacqueline a clap. Nice. And then you can read it before the Learn to Channel course starts, which is awesome. And don't forget the replay videos are uploaded into the Facebook group. Oops, you're not seeing this because I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, so there we go. Now you can. That was it. Okay, play the videos. I think I've shared everything. Save the date. That's the end. All right. So just to connect, I've made sure you've got all the details. So we've got, oh, there's one more special one I forgot to tell you about. Okay, so for those of you that are in Perth, is there anyone here that's live today that's actually in my spiritual circle? I know, Nick, you're in spiritual circle. Yeah. Myra, you're in spiritual. Are you in Perth, Myra? Okay, you can come to the live event. Nick, we'll be live streaming the live in-person event. So if you can make it, you'll be able to join in the live event. So for everyone else, I think, Michelle, you're in Spiritual Circle too. So you have to book your tickets though. I've given you a special link. So for everyone else, I will give you the link to book the live event. If you want to come and see me demonstrate channeling, it's all happening this month, isn't it? I've thrown it all into 1 month. So if you actually want to come along and see a live group channel demonstration where I'm not teaching anyone how to do it, I'm actually doing it and answering your questions in a live in-person experience, come along to that event. Tickets are only $35. And yeah, again, like I said, share it with your friends, share it on Facebook. If you know of anyone you think might like to come along with you, let them know. The more the merrier. And yeah, that's happening Tuesday the 5th. What are we now? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night, and it's in Cannington. So Canning River Eco Education Centre. Starts at 6:30, so it's after work. I know you girls on the East Coast are going to have to stay up late. All the sessions are late when it's nighttime.
Lisa, you're doing that on Zoom or just on the live Facebook feed? Because normally that would be our first Tuesday for the Spiritual Circle. So
yeah,
how
that's
are
why I
you
swapped the two classes around so I could do the in-person event. That's why we did we changed it up slightly. I haven't worked out the technical side of how to do it to give you the best opportunity and at the same time address the students that are in person. So I've not yet done it because I've done it a couple of times, but not successfully in the way that I would like it to be done. So if anyone's got any experience with both, I think what I might do is actually set up the computer in front of me, but it just might mean that I'll be looking past you on the computer, but as long as you can hear the questions and feel like you're still present, I'll probably set it up as a Zoom. I think I'll let you know. I haven't worked out the details yet. So yeah, we could stream it. If we stream it via Facebook, you just can't interact. That's the only thing. Whereas if we stream it via Zoom and I have someone sitting, I've got a couple of past students that are going to support me at the event, so they'll be able to watch comments and interact with you a little bit. But yeah, it won't be as interactive as usual because the focus will be on the room. But and if you've got any questions that you want Anya to answer, put it in beforehand. So for those of you in Spiritual Circle, do that through the Spiritual Circle Facebook group. Just pop your question in for Anya and say this is for Tuesday night, and then that way we'll put it aside and make sure she answers your question. Get one of the girls to read it out, and then that way we can answer it through the live channeling evening. All right. Well, how have I gone? 5 minutes over. That's pretty good. I'm going to give myself a clap for that. We got a lot of content shared. So what's your takeaway from today, guys? Pop in the chat. Did you enjoy the session? Let me know. And I just want to say thank you for giving up your Sundays, guys, and for being here. What would love to do in this situation? Yeah, that's a beautiful one. Yeah. You're welcome, Michelle. You went upside down while you're typing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it on my phone. I tried to bring the Zoom in on the laptop, but the laptop's so old.
Oh,
yeah, it sort of came up and then I lost the video and then it just, it was lagging. I just thought, look, so I'm hoping for this coming Thursday, that I can still do the webinar on my phone.
Yeah, the Thursday masterclass. Yeah, you can on the phone. You can definitely join on the phone. It's all set up. You just hit the link and it should work. Yeah. It's you just need to do it on a Google browser. So make sure you've got Chrome on your phone. So open it on a Chrome browser and it works better rather than
okay. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah, no problems at all. So don't let doubt hold you back. Yes, Shona, love it. feel the fear and do it anyway. That's my saying. And learning to stay present with interruptions, Janelle. Beautiful. Yes, as a busy mum, that becomes a constant, doesn't it? All right, guys, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for those watching the replay. Sorry you couldn't make it live, yeah, send me any messages or questions that you have in the Facebook group, guys. Get in there and get interactive, and yeah, have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right, see you guys.
You too. Thank you, Lisa.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And Jacqueline, just hang on and I'll grab your details at the end.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See you guys.
Bye.